Welcome to BYOB. Now is the time to build your own business and push your brand forward. Join us each week for fresh, innovative strategies to bring your brand and business to new heights. Call in at 888-994-4995, Studio B. Now let's get to the show.
Good morning, guys. It's Laura. For those who need it a little bit more formal, I'm Dr. Laura Ellick. I am here with you today on a beautiful Friday morning. It is Friday. We made it through the week, and the name of this show is BYOB. So what are we doing today? We are talking business. We are talking about building your own business, building your own brand. So I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who are business owners, right? And this pandemic has been a crazy, crazy time to try to run a business. So my job here today is to be with you guys, kind of give you some suggestions, talk a little bit about what I've been doing over the past few years, and I really, really want your questions. Send your questions, call us. So the number is 888-994-4995. And of course, we're talking about business, but I know people have questions about a lot of different things that are tangential but related to running a business, like balancing home and work life or running a business from home during the pandemic. We're going to answer all of those questions today. So the first thing I want to talk about is this whole concept of brand. What is your brand? And so here's the thing, I have to tell you about a failure experience because everybody has at least one failure experience. And so when I'm working with someone and I'm deciding who I want to hire to do X, Y, and Z, I want to know about their successes, absolutely, but I want to know also about their failures because it's in the failures that somebody grows. So I'm going to show you, this is my failure experience. This was my first book. See my first book right here? Total Wellness for Mommies. Isn't it great? It's a great picture. Picture is not of me, even though everybody always asks me if it's me. It's not me. I finished this book on the fly. When I was at a wedding, I think it was, in a hotel in Boston, I was pregnant with my third child. I had to finish this book, get this book done by the deadline. So what happened? You've never heard of this book, right? I'm not surprised. It's on Amazon, but nothing happened with it. My fault, because even though somebody was responsible for editing the book and putting the book out, I did not take responsibility for my own brand. And if you are running your own business, the number one thing you have to remember is, what is your brand? In other words, what is your message? So this message was all about wellness, right? But I didn't do anything with it. Do you realize that on Amazon, this book is on Amazon, I don't even get paid for this book. I didn't even figure out how to link up my account so that I would get paid for every copy that gets sold. So failure experience. I still like the book. The book is still considered my baby. Failure experience. New book that came out during a pandemic, people. It came out during a pandemic. This is my book because this book speaks to my heart. This book I have been with every step of the way. And why is this book successful? It's successful because this book speaks me. This book was edited by somebody who didn't really know me, didn't really know what I was about, and I let her change way too many things. This book speaks about me, right? And about the message that I want to convey to everybody. So everything on this book has a message. It's got a message from the universe. This rose right here, this rose is a sign for my daughter and me that the universe is always looking out for us. So I even put it on the cover of the book. So I was involved with this book from beginning to end. So when you pick up a book and you pick up a copy of this book, you know that you are getting some of me in this book. And one of the things I'm really committed to, and I think when you start your own business, you have to realize that you're not going to be doing a 9-to-5 thing Monday through Friday. This is going to be your baby. As much as writing a book is your baby, you're going to live it, breathe it, and eat it because it's you. So when you're thinking about your brand, what is your message? If you're doing something like I do, I'm a psychologist, I'm a coach, I'm an author, I'm a speaker. What is my brand? What is my product? My product and my brand is me. So if you're in a similar business, one of the things that you have to remember is that every place you go, whether it's in public, whether it's on social media, whether it's on the telephone, you are advertising yourself all the time, and there are always opportunities for advertising. So the book, I give this book out all the time. Why? Because it's advertising. It has information about me on the back, right? It's got a lot of different ways where you can contact me. But what is really my overarching message? My overarching message is that you guys can do it. And that's what I stand for. I stand for the fact that you can restart your life at any point in time. So when you see things that I'm doing online, things that I'm doing on Facebook, things that I'm doing on Instagram, they all fit in with the same message. And I will say, and I say this on all of my videos, I'm not asking you in a book, in a workshop, in something, I'm not asking you to do anything that I have not done myself or that I would not do myself. So I'm with you on every single journey. And so you want to be able to communicate to other people what's unique about you. And so I'm just going to take a pause for 1 second because I want to repeat that phone number. It's 888-994-4995. And I want you guys to call. Let's figure out what's unique to you. Let's do some on-the-spot kind of coaching. Let's figure out what you want to build with your business, and let's get you started. Because I can say that it's probably been in the last 6 months during a pandemic, as I said, that my business has really exploded. And so where does that come from? It comes from, I have to just say, it comes from the heart and the message of what I want to give to people. So what I want to give to you guys right now is some hope. Some hope that things are changing, some hope that you guys can do it, some hope that you're going to reach somebody and just touch one person. So I brought some things today that I thought would be really cool to share with everybody, because I love going on social media. I love doing some shopping. I love figuring out what can I give to other people so that they can remember me. So I got these really cool things. So if you have a business, I'm going to tell you that you have to go online and get some of these bracelets. These are the coolest things. So people who know me, I don't know if you guys, anybody who watches me knows that one of my taglines is peace and love, right? So I got these bracelets, which are amazing. They say peace and love on one side. Guess what they say? Website on the other side, right? So what can you do with these? I got them pre-packaged. Wherever I go, you can give somebody a bracelet. So when I go to Starbucks and I pick up my coffee and they're really, really great to me at Starbucks, of course I'm going to give them a tip because everybody needs the money at this point in time. But I also give everybody a bracelet and I tell everybody, hey, you know what? Spread some peace and love today. And I can't tell you, there's not one person who hasn't taken a bracelet. I think everybody here even has a bracelet too, right? Does everyone have a bracelet? I didn't give you a bracelet. You need a bracelet, so I'm gonna give you a bracelet. So that's a little bit of advertising to it. And I have to tell you, the investment that I put into this, it's really not that much. So when you're starting a business, I know that you're very budget conscious. I'm very budget conscious. Someone once said to me, you have to spend money to make money. And I get that, I absolutely understand it, but you can spend a small amount of money, get a really good return, and give people something. So you want people to come out of an interaction with you, knowing who you are, and carrying a piece of you with them. And that's going to be your advertising. So it's not just a business card, although I do have a business card. I don't particularly use business cards all that much because if you're like me, it goes in the purse, it goes in the business card holder, and then when you actually need it, you can't find it. So I found that these are really cool. I can tell you that I gave them all out to my son's lacrosse team at Kaiser University, so I'm giving a shout out to Kaiser University, and the guys actually all put them on. So if you see people at Kaiser University wearing these like pinkish, purplish peace and love bracelets, that's what they're doing. They are spreading the brand. So having said that, one of the other things I think is really cool is I have this really good friend who I found on Etsy, and there are people who are just so talented in this world, talented in a way that I am definitely not. And my friend Kenya Harris, I connected with her, I think it was on Facebook. But anyway, she made me these really great peace and love candles. So, and I think inside the cover, which I don't have right now, but inside the cover, it says inside you're a warrior, because that's usually what I end all of my videos with, is you're a warrior. So I carry these around too, because who doesn't need a candle? Who doesn't want to learn how to meditate with a candle? Who doesn't want to spread some peace and love? And they smell, this one's kind of like vanilla, so I think it's a vanilla scent, but she has all different kinds. And so what you want to be doing also when you're building your business and building your brand is connecting with other people who have a similar message to you. So Kenya and I got together because she's also very spiritual, very interested in bringing positive to other people. And so when we talked about, could you do some candles for me, she really liked this idea. And the other thing that I really enjoyed in talking with her is that she's a small business owner. And I think at this point in time, you have to figure out who are your people that you're serving and who are the people that you want to work with also. I am very, very committed to working with small businesses because I think everybody has been hit hard by the pandemic. Everybody needs a little bit of hope, and I think we all need to stick together. So if you're a small business owner, this is actually the time for you. Big businesses, a lot of them have gone out of business, but a lot of them have done really, really well. If you're the owner of Zoom, you need to come on here and come give me a phone call and talk to me, because you're the kind of people that we want to talk to because you were way ahead of the curve. So Zoom is exploding now. Target is exploding now. If you're Clorox and you were putting out Clorox wipes, you are exploding right now. So there's room for everybody, but it's the small business people who need a little bit of a lift. So if you have a small business, I want to hear from you now. So give me a call, 888-994-4995. And so what I'm going to do just for a second before we go on to something else is I'm going to use the book for a second, and we are going to pick a page out of the book, just a random page, and we're going to read it together and figure out how this book thing works and what it means for you. So, okay, so pick a page number.
36.
Okay, so we have 36. So I'm looking at 36. I know there's 36 pages in the book, so we're going to be fine. 36, 36, 36. So here we go. Okay. 36 page, right? 36. Okay, it says, strive to be the best you possible, not the perfect you. Perfection is an illusion, right? So what I have in the book is a series of quotes. All of these quotes are my own downloads from the universe, and then a journal page on the next side. Because when you are trying to figure out in your own life, whether it's in your personal life, whether it's in your business life, when you're trying to figure out where you want to go in your life, the best way to do it is to figure out what you stand for. And so listening to this quote, doing this quote, strive to be the best you possible, not the perfect you. Well, what is the best you possible? What is it that you want to get up and do every single day? And what is it that you want to give to people every single day? So for me, when I was thinking about, when I do a take home for a book or when I give something away, I'm trying to think, what is the best me that I want to give to people? The best me that I want to give to people is someone who's energetic, someone who's optimistic, someone who is committed to you and your message, and I'm willing to be with you throughout your entire journey. So figure out for your business, what is your message? If you have a product, what is the product supposed to do, and how is this product going to help somebody? How is this product going to further their life? And what do you do with this product? How do you put out this product? What makes this product unique to you? Like, why should I buy from you versus the person down the block? And I'll say, in this pandemic, I've gone online, I've seen there are hundreds and hundreds of coaches, hundreds of courses, all of these 5-day courses coming out, 7-day courses, 2-day courses, total resets, all of this stuff. What is different about what I offer versus what somebody else is out there offering? And what I can say is I've thought long and hard about this. Number one, I'm committed to giving people immediate access to me and lots of access. So if I'm going to do a course, if I'm going to do a video, if I'm going to bring something to you, I'm going to bring 100% and I'm going to over deliver. I am committed to over delivering because my job is to make sure that you get back on track and you start living the life that you want. So I'm going to give you the bracelets. I'm going to give you the candles. I'm going to give you the book. Why am I giving all of this? Because I want to make sure that you do well. The better you do, the better our entire world does. Because one person, you ever heard of the butterfly effect? I think people have known. Have you heard of the butterfly effect? Yeah. So, I mean, one little small movement that you can make can change everything for people all the way on the other side of the world, and you may not even know. Some video that you do today may reach somebody a month from now, and somebody may actually have a life-changing aha moment because of something that you've done today. So always remember that you're always giving to people. So again, small business owner, big business owner, have a question, have some kind of comment, hit me up, 888-994-4995. So the other thing that I want to touch upon today is when we're talking about how do you know what you stand for, what happens during the course of your life that puts you on the path that you're on? How do you know what your message is? Like, how did I know that, I need to put a rose on here? How did my daughter and I figure out that roses stand for us as a sign that the universe is watching over us? How did we come up with all of these things? This has not been an easy journey for anybody. I think life can be really difficult. Life can be stressful, but it's what you do with it that really counts. So a few years ago, I want to say it was like maybe 7 years ago, 10 years ago, I was in the city, and this is like the coolest thing I've ever seen. And if you've seen me on other social media, I've talked about this, but I think it's important enough to talk about it in terms of building your own business brand, because this is how valuable this exercise was to me. So this is a board that I found, believe it or not, at the Holocaust Museum in New York City. It's a magnetic board, and like I said, I got this about maybe 7 years ago, 10 years ago. I took a field trip and went there with my family, and this board stuck out to me because it says, what do you stand for? And so when I'm working in therapy with clients, teenagers especially, people who have trauma, and now I'm seeing people who are starting their own business, how relevant this exercise is to them. A lot of times, people have been wiped out. They've been wiped out by trauma. They've been wiped out by life circumstances. They want to start a business or restart their life, get a new relationship, whatever it is, but they don't know where to start because they've lost themselves along the way. So I found that this exercise that I do with people brings people back to where they want to be and gets them back in touch with the person that maybe they were before or the person that they want to be. So I'm just going to show you guys a couple of the magnets that are on here. So usually what I'll say to somebody is I'll say, okay, check out this board. If I ask you to describe yourself, you can't tell me verbally, nothing comes to your mind. So look at this board and pick out for me like the 5 qualities that represent you. And once people look at this, they will usually come up with, okay, so let's say respect. Let's say truthfulness. Let's say equality. Let's say, okay, humor. And let's say creativity. Let's just put these on the board. So all of these are on the board, right? So now you almost have here like the mission statement for your business, right? Once you know what you stand for, once you know what your mission statement is, everything is easy because everything just falls from those qualities. So you want to know that every product that you put out as a business owner, any project, any video recording, any video course or Zoom course or whatever, needs to be consistent with these characteristics. This is like the coolest thing that I found, and I've used it with so many different people, and I have to say, it doesn't matter how old people are, people seem to respond to this because it's also really hard for us in our culture to kind of toot our own horn, to sort of say, okay, I did this. Yes, I'm a friendly person. I'm an optimistic person. I'm also a talented person. I'm a smart person. And I want to say to you guys that you need to own it. Own the things that you bring to this world, because they're the things that make you uniquely you. So if you stand for courage, if you stand for justice, if you stand for caring, those are the things that as a business owner, I want to see, up front. I want to know if I'm putting my money somewhere, I want to know that somebody has the same kind of qualities that I have. And I did a video several weeks ago about how you know how to pick your own therapist, or you know how to pick your own life coach or health coach or whatever. And I have to tell you, it's all about this. What does the person stand for, and what's the relationship like? Can you work with that person? Does that person resonate with you? Does that person stand for the same things that you stand for? If you can say yes to that, then go ahead with the relationship. Go ahead with that therapist. Go ahead with that coach, because you want somebody who's going to be with you for the entire ride. Did you ever see this? Have you ever seen this board before? No, it's pretty cool, right? Yeah. So what I did in my social media, shopping around, and you can get anything online right now. So what I found, I'm going to bring this out. This is the first time I'm debuting this, I think. Is their character cards that actually go with it. And so I'm using these because I find that when you're doing therapy or doing coaching with people, people get bored of talking. Sometimes people come in and they don't want to talk, especially teenagers who are not in therapy because they want to be in therapy. They're in therapy because somebody has made them come into therapy. So oftentimes I was usually using the board, so now I'm using the cards. And I will have somebody pick a card and say, okay, empathy. So tell me a situation in which you think you expressed empathy, or where somebody was empathetic to you. And what we're teaching people to do is to look inside themselves and to look internally and develop a sense of integrity and a sense of consistency, so that what they do in their daily life matches what they say they're going to do. And that was what I really started this video off with from the very beginning, is saying to people, what you see is what you get. What I'm giving you right now is what I do every day in my life. Am I perfect with it? Absolutely not. Do I teach this to other people? Yes, I teach it to my kids. Do I practice it every day? I would love to say I practice it every day. Some days are better than others. But I'll also say, again, I'm taking the same journey as you guys, and I would never ask you to do something that I would not do myself. So I'm going to pull another one out of here and see what we come up with. I would love to have somebody call or put in a comment, because I'd love to do this actually live and see how it works live with someone. But gosh, so if there's anyone in the studio who wants to come in and do this, you should come in and do this. So the one that I picked out is gratitude. So let's talk about starting your day with gratitude. Do you have any gratitude for today? Can you start the day with gratitude? What are you grateful for?
I am always grateful for my sister. It's something we live together and we're best friends, so I always think how grateful I am for her.
Now, does she know that you're grateful for her?
I don't know. I don't know if I've expressed it, today at least.
Guess what we're doing today? Guess what your assignment is for today?
What?
Your assignment is to go home today and tell your sister that you're grateful for her.
Okay.
Because what will happen if you do that to her?
It'll definitely make her happy. It's always nice to know that someone is thinking of you.
That's right. That's right. And so do you think that if she feels better, that's going to carry out into the world?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So everybody's heard of the pay it forward effect, like at Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts. Have you ever had somebody pay your coffee for you?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
No.
Do they not do this in Florida?
Maybe not.
Oh my gosh. So I actually have had people pay it forward to me, where I get to the front of the register and they're like, oh, somebody already took care of, your coffee for today. So, you're free, you can do whatever. And I'm bowled over by that. And that fills me with this sense of, wow, I want to do this for somebody else. And then it makes you pass it on. And that's the butterfly thing. So So I really like these character things. The other thing that I think we're going to wrap up with today is think about also your intuition. What's your gut telling you about running a business? Everybody would have said to me, putting out a book during a pandemic is probably the craziest thing that you've ever done. Expanding your business during a pandemic when people don't have money to spend, that's probably the craziest thing you've ever done. And so I said to people, you're probably right. It probably is crazy, but it feels like now is the time for me. And I listen to my gut all the time. And whether you call that your gut, your instinct, the universe, spirit, whatever you call it, it's really important that you listen to it. And I want to point you guys to a book that started me on this whole journey. And this book, this will show you how old I am, but this book I think came out, I want to say like 1995-ish, and it's called The Gift of Fear by Gavin de Becker. And it was actually a book that was, it was actually a book that was written by a guy who is a security expert, and he actually worked for Madonna. And what he was talking about is how many times people are victims of crimes because our unconscious takes in a lot of information. We process it, but we dismiss it with our logical mind. So, for example, people who are scammed all the time would say, well, I thought he was a really nice guy. He seemed like he was sincere. But when you go back in time, you look at all of these red flags. And when you see the red flags, you realize, holy cow, my gut was telling me to run this whole time, but I didn't listen. So I want to give you guys just like one overarching piece of advice. If you're going to start a business, if you're going to have a product, if you're going to do something, listen to your instinct, because your instinct is never wrong. If you're going to go into a business deal with someone and on paper it looks great, but inside there's something churning, you got to listen to it, because you're picking up some kind of cues that could save you a lot of time and a lot of money in the future. So that's like my big lesson. I'm coming full circle. This I kind of knew was not really about me because it wasn't being edited the way that I would have edited it. The message wasn't exactly what I wanted. This one felt good in my gut, felt good enough that I wanted to put it out during a pandemic. So just wanted to let you guys know this is what we're doing today for Build Your Own Business, Build Your Own Brand. I hope you've been able to take some stuff today and you've been able to do something with it. I definitely want you guys to reach out to me whichever way you can. Check out my website, www.lauraellick.com. You can text me, you can call my business phone, 516-635-6186. I promise you I will get back to you. Hit me up on Instagram at dr.ellick. And I think that's probably almost all the time we have for today. Thank you guys so much for being here. Peace and love. You guys are all warriors. Let me know if you want a bracelet. I will get these bracelets out to everybody. And go to Kenya Harris Classy Candles, K-L-A-S-E, Classy Candles on Etsy, and she will hook you up with your candles too. And don't forget to use the book. I hope you guys have a great day. Again, sending you all peace and love. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. Hope you have a good one.
Thank you for tuning in to BYOB. Join us next time for a fresh perspective and innovative strategies to building your own business. If you are a successful business owner with tips to help or would like more information from our hosts or guests, please contact us at 866-224-5422. See you next time.